In this video, we're going to be doing one of the find the error problems from chapter 4. In particular, we're going to be addressing number 58. So I'm going to first paste the contents of that question and let's start. So the first thing we want to do is get rid of that 58 there. As you can see, we've got a number of errors. And you may have noticed in this video, obviously I'm using REPL.it in the spirit of the announcement that was posted earlier today. Some of the videos I'll be using Visual Studio and some I'll be using REPL.it. Okay, so first things first, we can see a whole bunch of things are underlined, but we always want to run first and get our list of errors. We are not going to be overwhelmed by all the errors, we're just going to take it one at a time. So the first error is on line 1. No template named include. Okay. So the main problem here, we can tell from looking at other working examples from the book, it's basically that we're missing the pound. Pound include works a lot better. So you can see a lot of the other errors went away. That's why we always attack one error at a time. So after we've done that, we're going to run again, and this will basically force it to compile again. The next error, expected expression. And this is on line 8. So let's see what happened here. So it appears that we want this statement to be, or this string to be part of the output. So what happened is, if you look up here, you can see we've got a semicolon here. And we actually don't want that until we're actually done with the cout statement. So let's go ahead and run it again. All right, you can see our list of errors is dropping. The next error is on line 10, expected semicolon at end of declaration. These are the easy errors to fix because they tell you exactly what's wrong. So here, instead of a comma, we want a semicolon. All right, now we're going to run again. Our next error, line 14, warning, using the results of assignment as a condition without parentheses. If average equals 100. Okay, so this is just a warning, but we still want to look at those because that tells us something very important. It says using the result of an assignment as a condition. So the problem is it's treating this as an assignment instead of a condition. If, as you've read from the chapter, expects a condition, what we've given it instead is an assignment. So what we want to do to make it a condition instead of an assignment, we don't actually want to set average equal to 100 here. We want to check if it is equal to 100. So we need the double equals. All right, now we're going to run again. Now, another warning on line 14. If statement has an empty body. Okay. So the reason it's giving us that error is because, or that warning anyway, is because we have a semicolon right after the if statement. So essentially nothing happens. The correct syntax for an if statement is if, expression, and then the things that you want to happen because of that. So let's see, after we get rid of that semicolon, what statements do we want to be part of that? So if the average equals 100, we do want to set perfect score to true. Okay. And that's it. So it looks like the afterwards is just going to print out what the average is. So we could just leave it like this since it's only one statement. But I want you to get used to always putting the curly braces around your if statements. Okay. And just to format this a little better, make it easier on the eyes, I'm going to put some indentation here. So what is our next error? Use of undeclared identifier perfect score. Okay, so this is an identifier. The problem is it's undeclared. If you look down here, we've declared it here, but we tried to use on line 20, but we tried to use it on line 16. So let's move our declaration for it up here to right before it's used. We're going to run it again. Now, again, we have a warning. If statement has an empty body. So again, there's a semicolon here, which means that nothing's going to execute. So what we really want is if it's a perfect score, it looks like we want to print out, "Congratulations, that is a perfect score, you deserve a pat on the back." These are all the things we want to happen if we have a perfect score. So let's go ahead and get rid of this semicolon. And it looks like we've already got the opening curly brace. Let's just put the closing curly brace around everything that we want to print out to the screen. And we're going to indent that for readability. And I don't see any other squiggly lines, so we might be good at this point. So let's go ahead and hit run. All right, it looks like it compiled, and now it's asking for test scores. So remember, when CN is used like this, you press enter between each score, or you can also just hit space. So let's do 100, 90, and 50. Your average is 80, and you can see because we don't have a perfect score, the congratulations didn't print out. So let's go ahead and run that again, and this time let's try to meet this condition. Let's do 100, 100, and 100. Your average is 100. Congratulations, that's a perfect score. You deserve a pat on the back. Okay, there we go.